And we will start with a presentation from Volvo Group in Belgium, in which we will receive some insights into the logistics of their production. I'm delighted to introduce to you Rudy Von Leeuwen. He is project manager for electrical installations at Volvo Group Trucks. And he will tell us more about the central distribution center, the assembly of the Volvo trucks, and how they have used lighting to enhance the production. I'm excited to hear about this more, so welcome, Rudy.
Hello to everyone, welcome from Belgium.
You may start with your presentation if you like.
Hello to everybody from Belgium. Hello.
Rudy, yeah, you may start with your presentation if you like. Is everything working all right for you?
I don't think so. I'm presenting, but it seems nobody hears me.
No, we can hear you actually fine.
Can everybody see my presentation?
Yes, we can see the presentation and we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, this was not a good start, but okay. Again,
all good.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Rudy Von Leeuwen from real estate department at Volvo Ghent. I'm responsible for the high medium voltage installations at Volvo and also for the light infrastructure. So when I received the invitation of Birte, I was thinking how I can provide some information, additional information for Zumtobel. What is currently the questions I receive from the management. So as presentation, I started, of course, a welcome at the Volvo Group. As you see, we have different departments in different branches, from trucks to buses to motorboats and Volvo Constructions in Germany. We have about 100,000 employees divided in 80 countries, and we serve 180 markets. The Belgium side is mainly divided in two big parts. It's the Volvo truck assembly and the central distribution center, which has an area in total of 1 square kilometer. We are very proud to be the first CO2 neutral company in Europe, which we allow us to have a CO2 neutral company with 3 wind turbines and also a very big area of solar panels. Our central distribution center has about 8.5 million order lines per year, with 75 incoming transport and 65 outgoing transport. So the distribution center is a very important center in our site in Ghent. The service market logistic had about 800 employees, is about 130,000 square meters. Also, we have a department of uptime services, which means that if somebody has a problem with his truck, he can call our uptime service center, and we have about 2.5 million calls per year. The Volvo truck assembly area, we produce about 40,000 trucks a year, which means that we in 2018 had already the first million truck built in Ghent. Those are the different trucks we produce in Ghent. The FH16, the FH, the FM, and the FMX. Of course, with building this truck, we built it in the truck air assembly area, where light, of course, is very important. We build our trucks with passion. It means that we are there for our customers, for ourselves, of course, and colleagues, and for our work vicinity. To perform our job, we continuously learn, we continue to improve, and we try to make a standardization as much as possible in work, but also in KPIs. When I joined Volvo in 2017, we started with leading of our normal lights, let's say, into different light projects, which means that light is a very important energy consumer in our plant. It means that we have in the truck assembly, 29% of our energy consumption is light. In the warehouse is 41% is energy consumption. It means that light is a very big issue at our plant in Ghent. In Ghent, we have also our energy policy agreement, which means that we continue to improve our electricity consumption, which means that it reflects on our light, of course. So for the EBO, we have the obligation to implement cost-effective saving measures, but also there is an annual certification of the process. And we have regular energy audits where we have to prove what we are doing to save energy. Since 2015, we have a total energy saving by 7.9%, and the share of the relighting is 5.2%, which is a lot. And 66% of the energy savings results are due to LED relighting project and integration of smart controls. When we approach light projects, we make always a group to have the best result. It means Volvo as management ask for relighting projects and to save energy. Volvo Real Estate perform and make the project in reality with a light as Zumtobel, of course, supplier. Our contractors, Flanders, which is a part of Belgium, is also pushing us to save energy. And also Elia. Elia is our energy provider who also push to reduce our energy consumption. What project we already have done in the past years? We did some landscapes. We also worked a lot of projects in our warehouse where we changed from normal fluorescent lighting to LED lighting. We implement daylight control by when we refurbished the roof. We also implement light catchers so we can have a daylight control. Also on the first and second floors, we installed new LED lighting with Halvar and Zumtobel. Our total warehouse is about 200 meters on 450 meters and 12 meter height. And in this overview, you see what we did in the past and in this year. This year we did already, I think, 15,000 square meters of new relighting projects, all with Zumtobel. We installed so far, and from 2017 until now, about 5 kilometers of Tecton rail. We invest the last 4 years about 2 million euro on new relighting projects. It means it's a very important part of our energy reduction. What is our journey in relighting projects? Where we are coming from and where we want to go? In this overview, you will see our stairway. We are coming from fluorescent lighting, and starting in 2017 with LED lighting and hardware sensors. Every step we want to improve what we can do with light. So in 2018, we introduced DALI and daylight control. In 2019, we connected all our DALI routers in one network so that we can share information on all routers who are controlling the light. So the hardest thing was to convince IT to create a separate network for all our DALI routers. So in 2020, we started to connect one by one when we have a new lighting project, the routers we implemented in this network. This year, we started to speak with IT to connect our network of routers to our Honeywell building management system, to share information between those two separate networks. This is not an easy exercise because IT has always his safety questions, protection questions. So those steps are coming one by one, but will be solved in, I hope, in 2021, beginning 2022. The questions I get from the management is, what can you provide us the energy, how much we consume exactly in which warehouse. So in 2022, we will start to read out from all drivers the energy and collect them and send them to our building management system to have an overview in which department, how much they consume and what we can do with it. Maybe we can make some other actions to reduce the energy. In 2023, my dream is to collect all data coming from the DALI drivers and send this energy to logistic software. Maybe they can use it to improve their actions. So in a nutshell, what are the questions from the management from Volvo is, what is the total energy saving so far in kilowatts due to all our relighting project investments? As you see, the last 4 years when we invest 2 million euro and relighting projects, but what is the total energy so far? At this point, we can only do it with predictions. So coming hours, euro per kilowatt, but what is the real number? So with this information from the drivers, I can easily give it to the management. So we have to also of course, we need an energy manager who can follow up. And this will be also the future at real estate, that we have an energy manager who will follow not only electricity, but also HVAC, insulation, etc. So, of course, the cost control is asking, Rudy, can you predict for the coming months what will be our energy consumption in euro? So we can preserve this money to pay our bill, of course. And do you have a smart program who can handle it? Because we will not doing clicking and kind of program. So we need a smart program that can predict for us what will be the coming kilowatts consumption next month. This will be very interesting for us. And what further investments need to be done to perform above? So we are looking for programs that can easily help us to make some predictions in energy consumption. But of course, the first thing they ask now is, what is the additional value of our investments in DALI control? This is a daily question. I answer with, it will come. It will come. It means once we can read out all data from the driver, we can predict running hours, we can predict lifetime, we can predict energy consumption, etc. And the next question they asked to me was, can light armature contribute to reduce our general costs? So that was my next episode. I was in panic because what will be next? But of course, we have to think about it. We can control armatures by switching on off, dimming, and control by a building management system or another system. But what we can do with the output? If we have an embedded sensor in our armatures, in every corridor of our warehouse, we see the pulses. And what we can do with these pulses, we can use these pulses to help logistics movements. We can say every pulse or every 2 pulses is one movement in one corridor. It means if you have a number of 500, it means in that corridor we had 250 movements. And maybe the first line in our warehouse has 250 movements per day, and another one has 500. Maybe this data is interesting for logistic movements, and we can use it to place goods in another corridor, so it's more effective. If we read all the data from our driver, they can give me some valuable information that we use for energy consumption, as I said in the previous slides. But also, maybe we can add some embedded temperature measurements that we can use for the HVAC control. In a warehouse, maybe some goods need lower temperature than others. Maybe it's not necessary to heat the warehouse up to 20 or 18 degrees. Maybe 15 degrees is enough. So we can measure it, because if each armature has a temperature sensor, we can easily follow the temperature. And maybe we can use it as value information to the BMS system. So all this data need, of course, to be sent to the cloud, or we need connections with our BMS and cloud to handle with this information and to use it as workflow information. So if embedded armatures gives an impulse when a work lift enters the corridor, so we can use really this information as added value to logistics. So data coming from the driver and PTC components, thermocouple components, my point of view, are worthwhile information to use in the future to help not only logistics, but also by myself to analyze in a smart way the data coming from each armature. Thank you.